Hello there everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm just going to be talking about the basics of the insulation behind the van. So this is the fundamental first step that you need to do before cracking on with anything else really, because it's, as you can see, it's kind of right at the bare bones, it's right at the back of everything you do. Quick disclaimer, I'm by no means an expert in this, and this is just my stuff that I've picked up online and figured out for myself. I have actually started and done quite a lot of panels and parts of insulation, but I will talk through each bit because there are parts I haven't done yet. So in order to do the insulation, I have four main components. First one being this bubble wrap insulation. It's got tin foil shape style thing on the outside, inside it's bubble wrap. This will all be in the description of the video below. That's going to form the main base to stop most of the condensation coming through. Then I've got some contact adhesive spray. You can get some heat resistant one. I couldn't find any unfortunately, but if you can find some, fantastic. But just heat, this is all I've got: heated adhesive spray, foil tape, just to make sure all the heat remains in the van and none of the cold or condensation comes in, and just some recycled plastic loft insulation on top, and this will form the basis of most of our insulation. This entirely, that was about £25, that was about £2 a can, and this is probably about £5 to £10, so it really isn't that much. These are the only two tools that I'm using as well. I've got a pair of scissors just to cut the insulation, and tape, and just a tool that I found in my garage just to help remove these pesky little plugs that are dotted around. If you do, as you're kind of pulling them out, you can get specialised tools for them. I've just used that because it's just quick and easy, and I've had it lying about. They're not expensive, so don't worry if you damage them. But if you do save them as they're coming out, then you may as well put them aside just to reuse later on. So the first step I did was to remove the panel. Left with just a big kind of cavity area. There's a big gap, kind of space between it, big gap. There is some kind of wiring in there, which I'm being careful around because I don't want to do anything that can cause fires, because I don't know how flammable this is. So I do just want to err on the side of caution with it. The first step I'm doing is I'm measuring up just with my kind of hands. It doesn't need to be perfect, but you know, the better you can do it, the better. Getting my bubble wrap insulation, you're just cutting off a section. You put it pure Blue Peter style. This is a bit I've prepared earlier, so it's just a little square like that. This then just goes straight on and can be applied like these panels have, straight onto the metal at the back. As you'll see there, I've just kind of folded it round and done little sections just to kind of keep a lot of it as insulated as I possibly can. There are parts that I can't get to. There are parts that I have chosen not to do because they're I just worry about them being kind of exposed or with wiring and things, but that's what I've done so far. This just helps and acts as a condensation barrier to stop any of the moisture forming on the inside, so hopefully this should help keep the inside of the van nice and dry. Once I've laid down this back barrier, as you can see, I've kind of gone around it with the aluminium foil tape, just to help keep all the heat in and the cold out, really, just to keep it nice and sealed. As you can see, I've gone around the wheel arches, exactly the same, just kind of sealing it all up. It's really easy stuff to use. Just tear it basically with a pair of scissors, and it just kind of nicely seals it all in. On top of this, I'm now going to get some of my roof insulation, and it's really easy, just tear off bits and start plugging it in. So there we have it. This isn't the final result. After I finish filming, I've got both my hands back. I will kind of tidy it up a little bit. I have left this area around the wiring to be clear, and I will just secure this in place. But this is effectively what I'm going to do. I'm going to stuff the insulation just on top of it. That's what I've done in this cavity behind there, and this cavity behind here is just stuffed full of insulation, just to kind of keep it warm inside, so the heat can stay in. From there, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting another layer of this back on top, just spraying the underneath of it and placing it on top, sealing it in place as such. And you can see this side I've done exactly that. Underneath this is just that insulation, and it's just sealed it off really nicely around the edge with that aluminium tape as well. There are little areas where the access is a bit more limited, and so in this instance, just like behind here, behind here, I have literally just stuffed it full of the insulation just to keep it nice and warm when you're sleeping in it. It's really easy to use, and you just shove it in and just fill it up, and it's fantastic. In instances like this rear door, where there was a lot of mechanics inside of it, what I've done is I've just insulated the back of this board here. I've just sprayed the bubble wrap insulation directly onto the back of this door, and then I've pinned it in and put this back in place, and gone around the outside in this element with tin foil, just because I didn't want to be messing around with the door mechanism, putting the insulation in and kind of messing up the system in there. So I've just done it nice and safe on that. And I have done the same on this door here, as I'll show you now. Finally, once these bits have all been done, I then moved on to the roof, and in this situation I literally just cut out parcels that had been sprayed onto the top, and then went round it in the tinfoil tape again, just sealing it all off. The plan is eventually to have the carpet, four-way stretch carpet, placed on top of this, so you shouldn't see any of this, but it just makes it all a bit more insulated. So going to the last bit of the ceiling insulation now, I just spray the four-way stretch, the insulation spray on, take this in and apply it where I want it to be. So it's been stuck in place, and now I can just bend it and mould it around the shape of the roof, making sure nothing is missed. I'm going to cut out a special corner triangle bit just to fit in there, and then work my way along all this like I have here. So I've patched it all up, I've stuck the bits on the ceiling, and now it's ready for the aluminium tape. Today's video, guys, I really hope that was of somewhat use for you if you are insulating your van for the first time. If you would like more videos, drop me a like, drop me a subscribe and comment below. See you in the next video. Bye.